this trick, I'm going to be needing the help of the 4 aces. So what we're going to be doing with these aces is I'm going to be demonstrating exactly how magicians cheat at poker. So to all the magicians out there, I do apologize. I'm exposing each and every one of us today. So the way magicians cheat at poker is, let's say we wanted to get an ace or the 4 aces into our hand. We would do it just as so. We would take one card at a time and we'd actually go ahead and palm off the card, but we would actually do it invisibly so no one can see that we are palming off a card. And at any given point, we can go ahead and turn the card visible. So this is pretty much known as an invisible transfer. Very, very seamless action that no one, not even the sharpest eyes, can catch. So I'll show you again. Let's say I want this ace in my hand. All I would do is I would come over, palm the card off, but I would turn it invisible. And then at any point, I can easily transfer it to my hand completely undetected. Now, there's one thing we need to consider with this though. Poker is a game that is played with 5 cards, not just 4. So I'm now gonna go ahead into the deck. We'll go ahead and take out a random card just as so, palm it off, but again, completely invisible. And at any given time, I can go ahead and transfer it to my hand, just as so. Now, all of you magicians, all you poker players, all you guys out there that even slightly know the game, I'm sure you guys all know that 4 aces is a really, really good hand to get. If you get the 4 aces in your hand, you are almost guaranteed to win. It's just virtually unbeatable. But again, us magicians cheat in such a seamless way. We strive to be greater than that. Just like I have here, because none of you have even picked up the fact that I've dealt myself a complete royal flush in spades. Anyways guys, that is the trick. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to stick around for the tutorial. Yo, what is going on guys? It is Cardtrix 8 here. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys all enjoyed my performance of the invisible palm card trick. Now this is one of those routines that I've seen many different variations of all over YouTube and many other platforms. So that's one of the main reasons why I've never really got around to posting my own video on this trick, because I'm like, everyone's done this one before. I try to keep, the content here as original as possible, perform card tricks that are original to me, or perform card tricks that's not on like literally every other YouTube channel out there, you know what I'm trying to say? Try to keep it as original as possible. So I didn't really want to put this on the channel because I'm like, it's gonna look like I'm copying everybody else. But I came across this version on some Instagram video, and I was like, ooh, everyone has seen the invisible palm, but I don't think this version is really that popular. So I'm like, this is perfect for the channel, hence why I performed, and I'm going to be teaching it to you in today's video. So yeah, if you already know how to do the invisible palm, then this should be very easy for you. You only have to make a few minor adjustments and then you can perform this. If you've never performed the invisible palm card trick and you don't know anything about this, don't even worry about it. It's pretty easy. I would say it's a beginner/intermediate card trick. It's a pretty basic thing, not really anything too advanced with this one, but either way, very powerful, great for live performances, great for camera performances, whatever you're into. So yeah, I'm not going to waste any more of your time. Let's learn how to do the invisible palm card trick. Alright guys, hopefully you stuck around for the tutorial. Now I do apologize here real quick. I know the quality of my videos, well, especially this one, not really that great. This video, the quality is very subpar. I'm very well aware. I know I'm in desperate need of a new camera. I do plan on getting one very soon. So yeah, now you guys have something to look forward to. But anyways, let's learn how to do this trick. So for the most part, this is actually a very easy trick. There really isn't any difficult sleight of hand whatsoever. So go ahead and grab yourself a deck of cards and then let's learn how to do this. So once you have your deck of cards, you need to remove a couple of cards, and there is a slight setup, okay? So the cards you're going to want to remove are the 4 aces and the 10 through king of any suit that you'd like. It does not matter, whatever your preferred suit is. In this case, I'm going with spades, okay? So here's the setup. Once you have these cards, you're going to take the 10 through king of spades. You're going to have the 10 facing up on the top. you're going to leave these cards on top of the deck, and you're going to hold a pinky break on these cards just as so. Okay. Then you're going to take the 4 aces, put those on top face up, but you want to make sure that the ace that matches the suit of your 10 through king is the card you place first. So in this case, it would be the ace of spades, and then the rest of the aces can go on top in any order that you'd like. Once you have this set up, you are ready to go. So to start off, you're going to spread over the 4 aces just as so. Make sure you don't spread over the ace of spades, though, otherwise you'll flash that 10 of spades. So you keep the ace of spades flush with the deck. The rest of the aces you're going to push over just as so. Say, okay, for this trick, we're going to be using the 4 aces. Now, a little subtlety that I like to do is I like to turn over these 3 aces and turn over the hand with the deck in it. And as I do this, I push off that ace a little bit just to kind of show the fronts and the backs. Just a nice subtlety that you're really only dealing with 4 cards. Obviously, the spectator doesn't know that you have 4 more cards right below here. But anyways, you're here, you push off the aces, you show, say, okay, we're going to be using the 4 aces. And obviously, if you're pushing this card off like I'm doing, as you turn your hand over, make sure you pull it back so you don't flash that 10, okay? Very, very important. So, from here, you're going to take the 3 aces, you're going to square them back up with the deck. And as you do this, as you're squaring the cards up, you're going to grab all the cards from the break, including the 10 through king, as you can see, and you're going to turn them over as the 4 aces. So the action that you're simulating here is you are pushing over the 4 aces, showing them, and then flipping them over, okay? So this is what it should look like. Okay, for this trick, I'm going to be using the 4 aces. And with these 4 aces, I'm going to be demonstrating how we cheat at poker. So in that action, I've flipped over the 4 aces and my stack of the 10 through king. So effectively, what this has done is replaced the top 4 cards, the 4 aces, with the 10, queen, jack, and 10 of spades. So this is exactly how you switch the cards out. Very, very easy, really not that hard to do whatsoever, okay? So once you turn over the cards, you're going to appear to peel off the top 4 cards, but you're going to be stealing an extra card, an extra 5th card. So here's what you're going to do. All you're going to do is come over, you're going to riffle up the back, and you're going to riffle up until you catch a break on 2 playing cards. So 2 cards just as so. You get a break, you're going to lift up both cards and slide it over. So right here, this is 2 cards, but you want to keep it a block as 1 card. Make sure you don't flash the second card, okay? 1, and then you're going to take 3 cards from the top of the deck and just push them over just as so. Okay, so now you have 5 cards here. Looks like 4. You're going to take the rest of the deck and just set it down off to the side just as so. So the spectator thinks at this point you have the 4 aces, but in reality what you actually have is your 10 through king of spades in a jumbled order just as so. Okay, so top 2 cards are squared up to look like 1 card, and then you have the rest of the 3 spread like this. You're here, you square the cards up. Once you squared the cards up, you're going to hold the cards in a biddle grip, which is your thumb at the back, your middle and ring at the front, and your index finger just kind of chills over the center of the deck, okay? From here, you're going to reverse count the cards. So you're going to reverse 1, 2, and don't square up the cards as you reverse them like this. Leave the cards side jog just like this, okay? So you're here, biddle grip, you go 1, 2, 3, and now this last card is a double. There are 2 cards here, but you want to hold this card as 1 card, okay? 4. So what you're going to do is once you've reverse counted the cards and you're holding the double, you're going to flip over the double and show the ace, okay? So this is just the subtlety that you really have the 4 aces, but you're just showing this 1 ace, just a little convincer, okay? Now, you're going to set these 2 cards down on the table as 1. Now, you want to be careful here because you don't want to set the cards down and have them separate like this, otherwise it's very obvious. There's 2 cards there, and that kind of ruins the trick. So here's the key to this, because if you take these 2 cards and you set them down as carefully as possible, that looks a little suspicious, because why would you have to set 1 singular card down so carefully? You know what I'm saying? That may not make sense to the spectators. So to make this more convincing and look more natural, you can actually take both cards and simply drop them on the table just like this. Now, how do I do that without the cards separating? It's actually very, very easy. All you're going to do, show the ace. Watch this. All you're going to do is take the cards and bend them. Bend them just like this, just a little bit. What this does is it pushes all the air from out between the cards, and then the cards will just stick together when you drop them on the table. So that's all you have to do, okay? So the spectator thinks there's one card there, there's actually two. So this is exactly how you make it look like you're invisibly transferring the cards. You're going to lift up the top card of the pile. Now, by the way, when it comes to the pattern, I'm not going over this in the tutorial to save time. Just re-watch the performance to get an idea of the pattern, okay? So from here, you're going to do a move known as the ghost palm. You're going to come over and appear to palm the card off. This is the action that you're mimicking. But what you're actually going to be doing is you're going to come over, and once your hand covers the entire card, you're going to pretend to palm off the card, but you're not actually going to palm it off. You're just going to take your thumb, release pressure, and drop the card so it lands square with the rest of the packet, okay? Very, very self-explanatory. Take your hand away, show this is invisible. So this is a nice little moment because this is a very, very visual moment for the spectator, okay? And once you've done that, all you're going to do is take this hand, you're going to put it toward the edge, like right toward the edge of these two cards. You're going to fold it over, and as you kind of fold your hand over, this naturally slides the card out to the side a little bit, so it looks like this from the exposed view. Just like that, as you see, and then cover the entire thing, rub a little bit like this for a little magical effect, and show the card has mysteriously materialized on the table. So it should look a little something like this. Bend, drop, you can see this stays square, you're here, do the ghost palm just as so, and then just like this. It looks like the card just materializes out of nowhere. Your spectators are going to freak out at this point. From here, you're left with 2 cards on the table and 3 cards in your hand, but keep in mind the spectator thinks there are 2 cards in your hand, okay? So from here, you're going to hold the cards in that same biddle grip that I showed you earlier. You're going to reverse count the cards, so you're peeling off 1 card. There's 2 cards here. You're going to hold this block of 2 as 1 card. Make sure you keep them square. You don't want the spectator to know there are 2 cards here, okay? Peel off this card. Hold this block of 2 as 1. Move that card to the bottom. And you're going to switch the 2 packets. So take this packet of 3 cards. The spectator thinks it's 2. And drop them on the table. Do the same exact thing. Bend them a little bit and drop them. That'll ensure that all the air gets pushed out. And these top 2 cards right here that are squared up as 1 won't separate, okay? Now, you're just left with 2 cards in your hand, okay? Now you're going to do the same exact thing. Come over, pretend to palm it off, but just drop the card flush with the other card. Come away, looks like you palm it off, show that it's invisible, and do the same exact thing. Come to the side. I'll do it in slow motion so you can see what's actually happening. You slide it off, do here, rub, and then it looks like the card materializes on the table just as so. Now, as a nice subtlety, what I like to do, I don't even know if I remember to do it in the performance, I don't think I did, but I like to move these 2 cards, but again, the spectator thinks it's 1, so you have to keep these square. I move it to my fingertips, and I like to point to the table as I go with my pattern, because it's situated in a way where the ace of spades is at the bottom, which is the only ace in the packet, so again, just showing that ace is a nice little subtlety, okay? Oh, actually, what I did in the performance, I did a little more of an advanced technique. For you beginners out there, you don't have to do this because this is a little more advanced. I did a Stuart Gordon double lift. I'm not going to go over how to do that right now, but you hold 2 cards in like a biddle grip, and you slide your thumb down as you flip it over. This allows them to stay square. I transferred it from hand to hand, did another Stuart Gordon, and then I took these cards and then set them down here at the end. But again, that's an advanced technique. If you don't know how to do the Stuart Gordon double lift, you don't have to. You can just take the cards, move them to your fingertips. Again, keep them square. Just casually point to the table as you do your pattern. It'll make sense. And then from there, you can transfer it into the biddle grip, bend, drop, and that'll ensure they won't separate. But again, for me, if you want to do the Stuart Gordon, I go through the pattern. I do a Stuart Gordon, transfer it, talk, come back over, do another Stuart Gordon, and then bend and drop just as so. So again, all in all, Stuart Gordon or just a little flip over subtlety, whatever you want to do, just make sure at the end you drop those 2 cards. Again, they think it's 1, so keep it square on top of this pile. So right here, there are 2 cards that are squared up. And now you're going to go ahead and take a 5th card out of the deck and move it to the table invisibly, and here's how you're going to do it. Right now on top of the deck, you have those 2 aces from earlier. Excuse me, it should be 3 aces, yes. You want to kind of clean this up a little bit, so just to kind of get rid of that, all you're going to do is cut those cards to the center. You're cutting the cards as the excuse to kind of say, oh, going to cut to a random card. You guys know what I'm saying, right? So from there, all you need to do is push over the top card. Now, theoretically, you could just do the same thing, just come over, do the ghost palm, because it might be easier for some of you guys. But what I like to do is I just push the card over. I come over with the free hand, pretend to just grab it, and as I do that, I take my thumb, I just pull it back and set it down just like this. So it'll look a little something like this, okay? Just like that. I don't know how it looks from the back angle over here, but from the front, it's, again, pretty much undetectable. No one will notice. It actually looks like you're grabbing the card. So I like to do this, pull it back, just like this, boom, pretend to grab the card. I don't actually grab anything, obviously. You already know there's a card hidden back here, so all that's left to do is do the same exact thing, just transfer it to the table invisibly, okay? So from here, all you need to do is the reveal, and the steps to the reveal are pretty simple. You can play around with this and you can reveal the cards in any fashion that you want, but here's how I like to do it. I like to just kind of spread out the cards and say, you know, 4 aces is a good hand, and as I say that, I spread out the cards. I catch a break underneath the top 2 cards, and I do a double lift, because right now that ace of spades is going to be situated in the second position from the top. So I do a double lift, I show the ace of spades, so this is actually 2 cards right here. I do another double lift, and I push off what appears to be the ace of spades, but is actually that 10 of spades. Set it down on the table. Now I take these 4 cards, and they're a little jumbled up, and I like them to be in order because it looks cleaner and it looks nicer at the end for presentation purposes. So for this, if you want to do that, all you need to do is grab the second and fourth card. So I put my thumb on the top of the second card and my fingers at the bottom of the fourth card, and I just pull them out just like this. With this hand, your thumb is on the top of the top card and your fingers are on the bottom of this third card. So this allows you to kind of separate the cards just like this, okay? Separate them like this. Take the packet where the top card was, put that on top. This will order the cards, so now it's Jack, Queen, King, Ace. So now, again, this will just look nicer at the end. Now, you could technically just deal the cards out, but it's still a little out of order because of that 10 of spades. So what I would do is I just reverse count the cards, and then from there, I just flip over all the cards one by one to show that now I have a royal flush. And then I like this little ending part because the spectator thought this was the ace because of the double lift, but now they see that's here. You flip this over, it's the 10, and you've blown behind 4 aces and visibly travel from one hand to the table, and then you don't even have 4 aces. It's now a royal flush. So yeah, absolutely brilliant effect. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. So yeah, I went through it pretty quickly, so if you have any questions, feel free to comment them down in the comment section below. But that is going to be it for this video. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys for the next card trick tutorial. Cardtrix 8, signing off. Peace out.